Hey folks, it's another great Sunday and let's get this media ministry thing started. Let's go through the routine of getting up, and the door is locked. Let's go through the routine of getting everything turned on here. But anyway, this is AJ, the CEO. This is your first time stopping by the channel. Thanks for stopping by. And on this channel, we focus on tips, training, strategies, reviews, and builds to help modernize your media ministry. So if you are new here, consider subscribing. All right, so these are our two buttons that we got everything started. So that's number one. Let me turn on this TV here, which if we went with that HDMI modulator that I was talking about, that would change this. Let's turn this TV on. That should be my 20 seconds. And I got a text message, of course, when I'm recording. All right, and now we turn on the house amps. All right, so everything is already on except for projectors. Turn those on. We got to log into our computers, change the batteries, and all that other stuff. So we'll go from there. All right, so I made a small little change to our deck link. When you set this up, you can set up profiles. And let me stop because they, for whatever reason, they want to crank up the organ super loud. So I'll be back for that. All right, as you can see, there's our timer that we're gonna restart at 9:45 for our countdown. And what we do is come in here, set it to ATEM to pull the same thing that's up on the screens. As you can see, we're getting the same thing, so that test is fine. Offering, be right back, ending a service. So everything is fine. So let me go ahead and close this because that video is countdown keeps running and gives me a chance to show you the other stuff that I was talking about originally. All right, so here with the with the Stream Deck, you can program it to do and act a certain way when certain programs are open. So what I did is set up the most common features on here. So we have OBS, our intranet page, our church website, Facebook, and Reboot. That's a script that I wrote because I have the computers locked down so they can't install anything. That's how we can avoid viruses and all this other stuff getting on our computers. So, and people can't log out. They have to do this Reboot, which does a scan and stuff like that. So anyway, once I start OBS, we have another profile, the main one that you've probably seen, that automatically switches over to this profile. So that's trying to think about something just a little bit easier. Hopefully that didn't throw anybody off, but here. So again, I have to close this so that the timer will start all over again. But anyway, let's make our rounds everywhere else. All right, so I had a question from Jose Sandra Medina. Hope I pronounced that wrong. They were having some issues with, they said they got the exact same card, the DeckLink mini recorder or the 4K one, they'll both do the same, and they're just getting a black screen. So let me just walk through that real quick. So inside of here, our streaming computer, we have the exact same thing. So everything gets installed when you do this with the video setup or whatever it's called, desktop video setup, that's what it is. We're going to go in here and it's going to show your capture card. Now, as you can see, defaultly it's looking at SDI and it's going to tell you the signal that's coming in. First thing you want to check is, first, are you using SDI or if you're using HDMI? If you are, you should come in here and switch it to the appropriate connection and then save. That's the first thing you got to do. Now in OBS is smart enough to know which input, and I think vMix does the same thing. It's smart enough to know which you can pick whichever input directly in here. So if I come in here to our streaming setup and I go to DeckLink, see, as you see, I picked SDI, but then see if I pick HDMI, I'm getting nothing because I have nothing coming in. that's the first thing that you want to check. And then also, I don't know why I closed that. I want to come back here to the video setup, and then you also want to make sure whatever signal is coming in, I know why I closed it, because OBS doesn't like when both of these are open. You want to make sure you have the mode set appropriately. Now, most of the time auto works, but if it doesn't, you want to try and match the exact same setting that you have coming in. So again, mine is 1080p 30, but auto is working for us as well too. So that's just one of the things you might want to try and test out to see. And that's really the only setup I really did. So hopefully that answers your question, and that gets your screen working there with the DeckLink mini recorder. So let me go ahead and get Pro Presenter and all the other stuff set up here, because looks like, as you can see, there's no one else up here but me. And I was running late, so let's get everything set up. So as you can see, one of the issues we got going on is we're doing communion, but Pastor Sales doesn't have his wireless or his mic. So right now on the live stream, they're just hearing whatever is remnant audio that's being picked up. So this is just one of those things that maybe an environment shotgun could help solve this type of issue, so we don't have to worry about necessarily having a wireless mic or a lapel or anything like that. Church was pretty good. Nothing really major happened. Had one of the guys in the media ministry, his son was upstairs, so I drafted him to try and work on the ATEM for a little bit, get him in there, because again, I'm not planning on being here forever, so you gotta start training up some other folks younger than you to start learning how the system works, because you want to replace. You always need to be in apprenticeship mode to be teaching somebody to know what you're knowing, because we're not always going to be here, so you always gotta hand off your knowledge somewhere else. I was working with a guy on YouTube back and forth who's having some problems with his DeckLink at his church. He has a DeckLink 4K and he's not getting a signal through the SDI or HDMI, so pretty much directed him to try and uninstall the drivers, reinstall it. If that doesn't work, he's gonna have to probably return the capture device, because I suggested to him to just bypass this whole video mixer. He's using a Roland LVS 800, I believe it is, and he's not getting anything. So I just suggested him to connect a camera directly into his DeckLink and on the HDMI and SDI, and he's not getting anything being read in on the device. So I'm thinking he might have a bad one, so he might have to return that. But anyway, I didn't get a chance to finish packing, so I got to head back to the house, pack up all my clothes, and then get back on the road to Lynchburg. And then I got the computer and everything. I'm gonna be doing the editing and all this other stuff, and I'll see if I can do a live stream of church post-production, because I haven't done it in a while, just because a lot of things have been going on. So I got some vittles here, mainly something to drink because I didn't have any breakfast. And then we're gonna get on the road. All right, I'm back in my hometown, and of course I had to stop by Moore's Country Store and get some hot dogs. You know this. All right, and my mom's house is just about 2 minutes away from here, so stop there, so I have to come back out. So let's get up there to mom's. So my mom passed out while watching TV, so I'm trying to catch up with some high school friends, church friends here in the area. Just making my rounds here, the old stomping grounds and stuff like that. But I haven't done this in a while. I'm about ready to go visit the good doctor, Dr. Arthur A. Holmes Sr. So haven't stopped by his burial spot there in a minute, so I'm gonna go pay a visit. Like I said, it's been a while since I've been here, but check up on I think I remember bringing Ayana here when she was maybe 1, something like that. So let's see what else we can get into today.